Do you remember a couple of weeks ago I did a commentary on the anti-abortion protests that were happening down in Anchorage and around the state, and how I didn't really particularly feel that they were really effective in getting across the message to people? There's been a similar now flow in which people have been protesting in favor of Planned Parenthood. Interestingly enough, they had more people showing up to those events, from what I can tell and from the estimates that they've provided, than had showed up for the anti-abortion protests. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that people are so focused on all of the different services that Planned Parenthood provides. And now, here's the thing. First and foremost, there are two issues here. First and foremost, one of those issues is the fact that they're getting public money for Planned Parenthood to provide any services whatsoever. I don't like the idea of somebody having their tax money going to pay for somebody else's fill in the blank. Whether we're talking about an abortion or whether we're talking about a military campaign somewhere, the idea that somebody else is paying for it out of their taxes, it's not voluntary. It's not, you did no say. The only say you get is by electing the person who's going to have the say over you. And that, to me, is just so far removed from reality. I mean, how would you like it if you had to have a vote every time you wanted to have dinner? If you had somebody get into your kitchen that you didn't agree with, would it matter what you voted for or not? I guess this is part of the issue for me about the public funding of any kind of health care or any kind of service whatsoever. The other issue is this. Do you base your moral convictions on how many people show up to a particular protest? Do you sway that easily in the wind? Well, it looks like a lot of people are really against abortion, so maybe I should be too. Oh, well, over here now, a lot of people are really for the services of Planned Parenthood, so maybe I should be too. Are you that easily swayed? And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are. And the reason for it is that people, generally speaking, are sheep. I've seen a number of different experiments that have done it. You can actually YouTube this and see them for yourself. You put a stranger in a room where they're sitting there like waiting like for a dentist appointment or something. A buzzer goes off and everybody else in the room stands up. And then they sit back down. After a couple of moments, that stranger who didn't receive any instruction that he's supposed to stand up when the buzzer goes off or anything, just starts doing it. Why? Well, we have this natural tendency to want to get along with people, to want to belong to what's going on, to not be the outsider. And so a lot of folks will go along with something without thinking about it at all. Not even a matter of thinking it through. They don't think about it at all. So those are the two issues with these protests, with Planned Parenthood and anti-abortion and all of this other thing. I really wish people would think things through and stop trying to force other people to do something without letting them think it through either. That's my 2 cents. Love to engage on it. By the way, I think we're making progress on the phone lines, so hopefully soon we'll be able to have a two-way conversation about some of these issues as well. In the meantime, hit me up with an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com, whether you've got a news tip or something you'd like to hear me do a commentary on or whatever. I'll engage you that way. Also, become a supporter either through Patreon or by buying a direct subscription at radiofreespeech.com. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.